Hello everyone, how are you all? Myself Sunil Pawar from New Catholic Mission High Secondary School welcomes you back for the new session of the 12th class for biology. Okay, as you know that we already finished till third chapter of the first unit, and now we are going to start the fourth chapter, that is the reproductive health, okay, and the that is the sexually transmitted diseases. You know that this is the last portion of this chapter or this unit, okay. So here we are going. Now first of all, it is compulsory to know about the what is reproductive health. Clear? Reproductive health, it doesn't mean that only taking care of the reproductive organ, right? WHO, World Health Organization, has given this definition in such a wide prospect. So here we are going to discuss this definition. Reproductive health simply refers to healthy reproductive organs with normal functions. This is the first part only, okay, in the narrow prospect. Okay, if we are discussing them, that means what is the reproductive health? Only taking care of the reproductive organ. So this is the first part. Reproductive health simply refers to healthy reproductive organs with normal functions, right? Then according to the World Health Organization, reproductive health means a total well-being in all aspects of reproduction. Remember, all aspects of reproduction. What is it? The physical, that means what is the condition of the reproductive organ. Emotional, that means how mentally you are prepared and how you are interacting with the others, and the behavioral and the social one, how in a society you are responding, whether it is you are sexually biased in nature or what kind of responses is given. So through this one, WHO always expect that you should have a healthy social life, okay, and you should respond properly in the society, okay. So by keeping this thing in mind, we are going to learn the different prospects and the aspects of this one thing. Clear? So first of all, what is the importance of the reproductive health? Clear? So reproductive health conveys complete awareness of various sexually transmitted diseases. This is the first and most important aspect of this one thing. What it said? It conveys complete awareness of various sexually transmitted diseases. You know that STDs, okay, you are well aware of the HIV positiveness, okay. There are also like the gonorrhea, then the syphilis, okay, then the warts, and this all one there, okay. These all are the sexually transmitted diseases. So we should know what is this and how it can be spreaded. You know that precaution is better than the cure, okay. So if we take the proper precautions, clear, then we can protect ourselves from this kind of diseases, and not ours, but we can also protect the others too, okay. Then provides accurate information about the sexual life, reproduction, contraception methods, etc. Okay, this is the most important. Clear? In the society, this term sex or the sexual behavior is quite a mysterious and quite a hidden matter, especially in the Indian society, okay. Nobody want to talk about this one. So that's why there is no proper knowledge of this process, caring of reproductive organ, interacting with the others, okay. So that's why with the help of we should know the proper knowledge of sexual life, okay, then the contraception method also. So with the help of this contraception method, not only we can control the family size as well as the distances between the two births, as well the health of the male and female one, we should know all this one thing. Clear? As well, by using these contraceptive methods, we can also protect spreading this STDs also. Clear? Then help in maintaining safe sexual and the reproductive health. As I told you, with the help of this one, by using just like that, the condoms, okay, this condoms is very much helpful to protect you from the STDs, okay. Now with this awareness, an individual can protect themselves from sexually transmitted infections and diseases right now. It provides a complete education to all pregnant mothers about how to take care of their health, to have proper medicines, to maintain good health and hygiene when they are pregnant and have a safe delivery and deliver a healthy baby. Clear? That means it also gives you the knowledge about taking care during the different trimester, okay, during the whole pregnancy period or the gestation period, what you need, how can you maintain, how can you care yourself, and how can you maintain the proper health and hygiene for maintaining this safe pregnancy. Clear? As well, how to deliver a healthy baby. This all should be known by this reproductive health. Clear? Now, then we are going to discuss the problems and the strategies. Clear? India was among the first countries in the world to initiate the program family planning. It was started in 1951. Okay, so with a broad vision and with a broad prospect. Clear? This family planning was started immediately, nearly after the independence of the country, that is in the 1951. Okay, and you are well aware of that slogan, hum do hamare do. Clear? So this we too and ours too. Clear? That means what? To maintain the size of the family, it is better to have only 2 children, right? It is also helpful for maintaining the health of the mother too, right? Then one more slogan you remember, पहला अभी नहीं, दूसरा जल्दी नहीं और तीसरा कभी नहीं. That means this is also a slogan which raised by this kind of family planning programs to make aware about the mother's health, the health of the delivering babies, as well as to control the population. Okay, so this way this family planning program was such a remarkable landmark in the country. Okay, the reproductive health in a society forms a crucial part of the general health. Clear? By maintaining the reproductive health, we can also maintain the general health too. Clear? Just like that, the abortions, okay, then the which one thing, the poor health as well as the rate of mortality. Clear? The mortality rate of the mothers during the pregnancy, the death of the infants, these all are related with the reproductive health. Clear? So by maintaining the distance between the 2 consecutive deliveries, clear, by maintaining the proper age of the marriage and the age of the delivering the baby, we can maintain the general health also. Clear? Now the improved programs covering wider reproduction related areas are currently in operation under the popular name, that is the reproductive and child health care, that is the RCH program. Remember, this is such an ambitious and very important program which is launched by the government. What is it? That is the RCH, reproductive and child health care. In this one, a complete care is taken by the government and their NGOs and the different agencies to maintain the proper health of the mother before the delivery and after the delivery. Okay, this ICDs and this kind of UNICEF and this one also connected with this. Okay, now the health and education of young people and marriage and the child bearing during more mature stage of life are important. Clear? And the attributes to the reproductive health of a society. Clear? So a proper age for the marriage, to conceive the pregnancy and to delivering a baby. Clear? This all should be managed according to the different period of the life and the age of the life. Clear? Then the measures taken by the government to control and manage this one thing through the help of audio visual and print media. Clear? Time to time, okay, you may saw this kind of advertise or this kind of different types of pamphlets in your society. Okay, either by taking the help of the print media or the multimedia, the cinema halls, the TVs, the radios and the papers, as well as the social media platform also. Okay, government is used to just make away the people by using this different platform. Okay, now, and even family members, close relations are involved in the awareness also. Clear? And the sex education was introduced in school to provide awareness. This is the most important, because you know that you, the teenagers, you are the parents of future. Okay, so you should know what precautions, what knowledge you should have. Okay, because if you know about also this one thing, then you can manage your life properly, right? Now, the proper information about the reproductive organs, adolescence and the related changes, safe and hygienic sexual practices, sexually transmitted diseases, etc. Clear? So, if you know this information properly, then you can manage them. Okay, just like that, this is the age of curiosity, this adolescence in which you are just running your age actually. So, you need to know this all such things. You should know the proper health and hygiene. You should know the maintenance of this reproductive organ. Okay, you know why the pimples appears. You should know about the secondary sexual character. You should know the changes which observed during this period of life. Okay, because it is considered the most crucial period of the life. So that's why you should manage yourself. Okay, and it is only possible by applying this sex education at the school level only. Clear? Now, and that is the only reason why government is targeting this this age group of the population. Clear? Now, here we are going to discuss one more very important term, that is called as the amniocentesis. Clear? See that, what is this one thing? It is a technique used to find out the chromosomal abnormalities in developing embryo by using the amniotic fluid. Okay, you know that. Each coin has two sides. One is good, then the other is bad. Clear? So similarly, this amniocentesis, the technique or the technology which was developed by the scientists to know quite earlier about the chromosomal abnormalities in the growing fetus, in the growing embryo. Okay, so which is helpful to restrict or it prohibit the birth of the defective child or the child with a defect. Clear? What do you say? The congenital diseases. What do you say? The janmajat vikritiyan. Okay, it should be protected by this one thing. Okay, but what happened? Now these days we are using this technique. This is the second point. It is also misused to check the fetal sex determination based on the chromosomal pattern in the amniotic fluid surrounding the developing embryo. Okay, and you heard about the medical termination of the female child. Okay, as well as the abortion of early abortion of the female child. Okay, and this is actually very wrong thing in the society, just in the what do you say, just for the male child. Okay, they are just killing this female, what you call the female infanticide. Clear? So this amniocentesis is the technique in which in the first trimester of the pregnancy, okay, the fluid, amniotic fluid from the womb is sucked out with the help of the injection. Clear? And later it is studied under the proper conditions in the microscope, and by observing the number of chromosome and their pattern, we can find out the abnormality. But along with this abnormality, it will also give you the clear information about the gender, or what you say, the sex of the growing fetus. Clear? So because of this social discrimination, or because of this society, okay, now this technology is used to kill the female embryos. Okay, so now the government has totally restricted this technique to determine the gender or the sex of the growing fetus. Okay, so remember this one, it is quite important technique. Clear? Now the population explosion, this is the biggest problem of the country, not our nation, not our country, but also the world too. Clear? The tremendous increase in size and growth rate of population is called the population explosion. Such a great increase in the ratio of this one thing. Okay, it occurs due to the increased health facilities and the better living conditions too. Okay, you know that day by day the lifestyle, the level of the society is growing and increases. Okay, so that's why it is quite important to increase the population. Clear? So what is the reason behind the population explosion? First of all, decreased death rate. As I told you, because of increasing medical facilities, okay, the new technology and the new diagnostic methodology, okay, the rate of death and the better medical facility mostly, okay, the death rate is greatly reduced. Clear? Then the decline maternal mortality rate. Clear? If you compare the death rate of the pregnant woman, okay, before the independence and after the independence in the modern era, then you will find out that there is such a great reduction in it. Clear? So it is also responsible to increase the number of population. Clear? Now decrease infant mortality rate. Clear? Earlier, if 1,000 babies, okay, taken birth now, then nearly 960 were died. But now this much is actually saved because of the medical facilities and the modern technique. Clear? So this is the great achievement of the society also, but it is responsible for increasing the birth rate, the population. Clear? And increase in number of people in reproductive age. Okay. In general, we know that the India, our country, okay, is having such a balanced population. Okay, so there is a great number of reproductive population. So it is also responsible for increasing the number of population. Okay, here it is given that according to the 2001 census report, the population growth rate was around 1.7%, and by this rate a population could double in 33 years only. Okay, just see the horrible picture. Okay, it is quite terrific. Now the method to prevent the population explosion. Okay, so first of all, raising the marriageable age to 18 years for female and 21 years for males. Okay, so this way, by increasing the age of the marriage, we can reduce the reproductive period. So the number of deliveries or the number of productivity can be reduces. Clear? Then the couples with small families should be given some incentives. Okay, some promotion should be given. Okay, to the, or some encouragement should be there to the couples to restrict their size or restrict the size of their family. Okay, now the birth control is an important step to control the population growth by motivating the smaller families to use contraceptive methods. Okay, and the most important thing, how can you control the size of the family? By increasing and making it more popular the use of contraceptive device, by giving the knowledge and more practice of this one thing. Clear? So now here we are going to discuss the contraceptive methods. Clear? So these are used to prevent the unwanted pregnancy and modifying the menstrual cycle. Okay, so by two ways we can control this one thing. One thing, either by using some external devices or the source, or by chemically manipulating the menstrual cycle. Clear? So what are this one thing? So and what is the characteristics of an ideal contraceptive? Okay, first of all, it is user friendly. This is the most important one. Clear? There should be no problem to use this one thing. It should be comfortable, so it should be users friendly, whether it is male or female contraceptive. Second one, easily available. Its availability should be quite wider in nature and easy. Then effective, that is the most important one. Not only the use, but it should be effective too. then it should be reversible. That means once it applied and whenever we need, then we can remove it. Clear? We can again able to produce the offspring. So that's why it should be reversible and no side effects. This is the most important one. Okay, along with this contraceptive method or the devices, there should no side effect. Clear? And no way interferes with sexual desire and sexual act. Okay, during the intercourse or copulation, it should not create any problem for the feasibility or what you see the ability to reproduce. Okay, then the contraceptive methods could be divided into the following categories. One, that is the natural or the traditional methods. One by one we will discuss it. Second, on the barrier methods, how can we restrict the mixing of sperm and ovum, IUDs, that is intrauterine devices. Clear? Then the oral contraceptive methods, by taking some pills and some chemicals we can control the hormonal maintenance of the body. Clear? Then the injectable, some hormones can be injected with the help of the injections under the skin, and it can be used to control this one thing. Implants also there, and the surgical methods. The surgical is the most effective, but it is a permanent type of method. It is very difficult to reverse. Okay, so now these are the basic contraceptive methods we can use. Okay, so first of all we are going to discuss the natural method. Clear? It works on the principle of avoiding the chances of ovum and sperm meeting. Clear? If it doesn't allow to meet the sperm and ovum, then the pregnancy can be avoided. So what is the first one? What is the periodic abstinences? Clear? So the couple avoid coitus from day 10 to 17 of menstrual cycles, and the chances of fertilization are very high during this period. So it is called the fertile period. You know that the ovulation takes place in between 12 to 14 days, and according to the physical health or the body, it may vary plus minus 2 days. Okay, so this period of 10 to 17 day of the menstrual cycle, it is considered as the ovulation period. Okay, and during this one thing the proper safety measures should be taken. Clear? Or during this one it should be avoid to release the semen inside the female's body. Okay, so by releasing out it can be managed, or by avoiding this period for the intercourse can be managed. Withdrawal or the coitus interrupts. Clear? Now the male partner withdraw the reproductive organ from vagina and just before ejaculation to avoid the insemination. Clear? The ejaculation should done, okay, where outside the female's body. Clear? Then the lactational amenorrhea. Clear? The absence of menstruation after parturition and due to the intense milk feeding and no ovulation in this period, the chances of fertilization is nil. Clear? This is the most important information. Clear? After delivering the baby, if mother feeded her offspring intensively, clear, then near about 6 to 8 months there is no menstruation, no production of the ovum, so there is no possibility of the fertilization. Okay, now then we are going to discuss the next method, that is called as the barrier method. Clear? The ovum and sperms are prevented from the physical meeting with help of barriers. Okay, and how it can be managed? Just by using the condoms. Clear? Used by the male barriers made of rubber or latex sheet and used to cover penis or vagina and cervix of the female, and also prevent from STDs. Clear? So there are the two types of condoms, male and female condom, and both are made of rubber jelly. Clear? So it doesn't allow to insert the sperm in the body of the female. Clear? They will collect it in it and then just withdrawn from the body. Then next one, diaphragm, cervical cap and the walls. Clear? These are the barrier made of rubber and that is inserted into the female reproductive tract during the coitus. Clear? Before the intercourse, okay, this devices should be entered in the vagina, so to protect the mixing of these two one. Then spermicidal creams, jellies and foams are usually used along with these barriers to increase their contraceptive efficiency. Okay, this is also considered the chemical method too. Clear? In this one, spermicides, that means such chemicals who is responsible to kill and destroy the sperms, or they are responsible to reduce the motility of the sperm. Okay, so they will unable to fuse and fertilize the female ovum, right? Then what is the advantage of the barrier method? One thing, they are disposable. This is the most important thing. Clear? They can be destroyed. Clear? They can be self-inserted. No need to take the help of the the doctors or the trained person or the skilled person. Okay, the normal the persons can use them. Okay, then they are reversible. Whenever you need to produce the offspring, then just avoid the use of this one and the normal process will continue. Then prevents the conception by blocking entry of sperm through the cervix. Okay, this is the most important thing. What is the purpose of using this one? These barriers doesn't allow to enter this sperm inside the uterus. Okay, the mouth of the uterus is closed by this one thing. Okay, so this is the barrier method, simply to develop the restriction to meet this one physically. Now then here the intrauterine devices, or it is called IUDs, it is also called as intrauterine contraceptive devices, IUCDs also. Clear? So now these intrauterine devices are the devices introduced in the uterus through vagina by doctors or expert nurses. Okay, and what are the types of this one thing? As I told you, in the barrier method, no skilled person, no any kind of permanent practitioner is needed. The persons can be used directly. Clear? So what are this one thing? The first one, that is the non-medicated IUDs, likewise the LAPS loop. Okay, so in this one, these loops are not chemically managed. Okay, but they are physically responsible to restrict this one thing. Then the copper releasing IUDs, likewise copper T, okay, copper 7, then the multi-load 375. So these all are based on the copper releasing, and you know that the copper ions are responsible to kill and destroy the sperms or reduce their activity. Clear? So this kind of copper T and this one, these are a T-shaped device which actually fixed in the body of the female. Okay, with the help of a very minor practice. Okay, so but it needed the skilled person, whether a trained nurse or a doctor. Clear? Then next one thing, the hormone releasing IUDs, that is the progesterone and the LNG20. Clear? These IUDs are responsible to release this hormone who doesn't allow to grow the ovums and this one. Clear? Now then, this IUDs prevent contraception in this way. Basically, they increase the phagocytosis of sperms within the uterus. Okay, you know that phagocytosis by engulfing and killing them. So the same thing is performed by this IUDs. Clear? Whatever the ions or the chemicals which released by them is responsible to destroy this one. Clear? Then some IUDs suppress sperm motility and fertilizing ability of sperm by releasing copper ions. Okay, this is the second technique. Clear? In the first one, they are responsible to kill them. In second one, they are responsible to reduce the motility or movability of the sperm. Then the hormones releasing IUDs make uterus unsuitable for implantation and make the cervix hostile to sperm. This is the most important one. You know that endometrial wall is basically responsible to grow the villi. Okay, that means it is not responsible to restrict the fertilization, but after the fertilization it restricts the implantation of the embryo in the uterus. Clear? Then IUDs are ideal contraceptive for the females who want to delay pregnancy, and it is one of most widely accepted contraception method in India also. Clear? Because once this kind of device, likewise this copper T or the sperm inside the uterus, that means no fertilization. Clear? Now next one, that is the oral pills. Okay, they have to be taken daily for a period of 21 days and starting within the first 5 days of menstrual cycle. Okay, so it is also one. First thing, what is the benefit? It is oral. Okay, second thing, it should be taken 21 days continuously. Okay, just like that Saheli, an example of oral contraceptive developed by scientists at Central Drug Research Center, that is the CDRI of India, located in the Lucknow. Okay, and contains a non-steroid called Cenchromum. Okay, and it is a once a week pill with very few side effects. Okay, so to facilitate the taking this one thing, if there is no any kind of failure, that means it need to take once only in a week, so it is more comfortable in comparison of the daily practice. Clear? Then the repellents or the injections. Okay, so now in this one, these are also effective for longer period, and although their mode of action is similar to oral contraceptives. Okay, the progesterone alone or in combination with the estrogen are used by females as injections or implant under the skin. Okay, so either by taking a dose of injection or by implanting them under the skin, we can protect the further fusion or this something. Clear? Then the emergency contraceptive. Okay, it includes the administration of the progesterone or the progestogen. Okay, such that estrogen combination or IUDs within 72 hours of coitus, and it has been found to be very effective to avoid the possible pregnancy due to the rape or caused unprotected intercourse. Okay, if suppose that there is failure of the barrier, or if there is case of rape, or there is case of unwanted intercourse, okay, then within 72 hours of this intercourse, if this emergency 72 pills, it is named as I-72 pills. Okay, if it is taken by the female, then it will avoid the fixation of this embryo and the further pregnancy. Clear? Then, and both of these techniques are highly effective but poorly reversible. Remember this thing. Clear? This use of this hormones and this one thing, if you want to revert it, then it is quite difficult. Clear? Then last one, that is surgical method. So this method is also called as sterilization. Clear? It is a permanent type of contraception. Okay, so it is used as terminal method of contraception in male and female to prevent any more further pregnancy. Just like this is the two one that is the vasectomy, and second is the tubectomy. Clear? Vasectomy is basically done in the male. Just vasectomy, or also vasa means the vasa difference, and tomy means to cut. Clear? So it is the surgical method in male. A small part of the vas difference is removed or tied up through a small incision of the scrotum to prevent release of sperms. This is the most important fact. Clear? You know that vasa differentia is the carrier duct, okay, who is responsible for the transportation of the sperms from the testis to the ejaculatory duct or urethral duct. Clear? So by using a small scissor or the cut, okay, and by ligating the two ends of the ducts, okay, we can break the continuity of the duct, so sperm will not releases in the semen, okay, and absence of the sperm will not allow to fuse and fertilize. Clear? The second is the tubectomy. The same kind of practice, surgical or the permanent practice which performed where in the female, okay, where you can see that by using a small surgery, the oviduct or what you call the fallopian tube is actually cutted and ligated. Its two end is ligated or tied up. Okay, so it doesn't allow to pass the ovum from ovary to uterus. Okay, and that's why even though the semen who contain sperms will not be able to fertilize, this one thing clear. These techniques are highly effective, but their reversibility is very poor. Remember this one thing. Again, if that members or that users want to retrieve this one, then it is quite difficult. Okay. Now with the help of this picture we can learn this one thing. This is the vasectomy. You can see that the testis, epididymis, this vasa differentia, okay, and here these two ducts will commonly connected. But what you observe here, by ligating this one and by cutting, okay, and by ligating the ends of these ducts, we just break them. Okay, so that's why this is the interruption between the release of sperm. So sperm will not be entered in the semen which is ejaculated through this duct. Okay, so this is the vasectomy and this is the tubectomy. You know that this is the ovary, fallopian, what do you say, the oviducal funnel, fimbriae, this fallopian duct is there. So at the junction of at the end of this fallopian tube or at the beginning of this uterus, this fallopian tube is used to cut and its end will tighten. Okay, a knot is made there, and this way the released ovum will not reaches here. Okay, or the sperm through this path is unable to reach in the point of fertilization. Okay, but remember it is nearly permanent type of contraceptive method. Clear? Now here the side effect of the contraceptive methods. Okay, as I told you, each coin has two sides. Okay, now it is very important that the selection of contraceptive method should be taken under the consultation of the doctors. Okay, so it is quite important. A counseling of the couple should be done by an expert doctor. Okay, what will be more safe and more useful for them. Okay, they have ill effect like nausea, abdominal pain, breakthrough bleeding, okay, irregular menstrual bleeding, or even breast cancer also, but it is very rarely. Okay, but this kind of effect can be done, even the hormonal disbalance also. Clear? Then the medical termination of the pregnancy, it is, in short, it is called as MTP. Clear? The voluntary termination of the pregnancy before full term is called as MTP, or induced abortion. Okay, it play important role in decreasing the population by aborting unwanted pregnancy. Okay, sometime because of the failure of the contraceptive devices, okay, the sperm entered in the female body and it will responsible to fertilize the egg, okay, and the pregnancy will conceive. Okay, but finally if that couple is unable to carry, or they are not interested in continuing this one, then with the help of this MTP can be performed. Okay, in India MTP is legalized in 1971 with some restrictions to prevent its misuse, such as indiscriminate and illegal female feticides. Okay, I told you, just to restrict the abortion of the female embryo, there is a legal provision to restrict the abortion of this kind of. If there is medical emergency only, then only by the advice of doctor panel as well as the court it can be done. Clear? Now then MTP is used to get rid of the unwanted pregnancy due to the unprotected intercourse or failure of the contraceptive used during the coitus or raps. Clear? Then when pregnancy continuation could be harmful or even fatal to mother or the fetus. As I told you, because of some illness, because of some problems, okay, it will be harmful or the fatal for the growing fetus as well as the mother too, then it can be terminated. The MTPs are considered relatively safe during the first trimester up to 12 weeks only. Okay, or pregnancy in the second trimester, MTPs are much more riskier in nature. clear, because in the second trimester that fetus will be well developed and it is difficult to remove from the mother's body. Okay, now then here we are going to discuss the STDs, sexually transmitted diseases. Okay, so diseases or infections which are transmitted through the sexual intercourse are collectively called sexually transmitted diseases, or venereal disease VD, or reproductive tract infections RTI. Clear? Now some common STDs you know that are the gonorrhea, syphilis, genital herpes, okay, chlamydiasis, okay, genital wars, trichomoniasis, hepatitis B, and even AIDS also. Okay, so these all are the STDs. Clear? Hepatitis B and HIV is also transmitted by sharing of injections, needle, the surgical instrument with infected person, transfusion of blood or from infected mothers to fetus. Okay, that means not only the sexual interaction, but the blood transfusion, the direct contact with the others, okay, from mother to growing fetus, it can be transferred. Clear? The except genital herpes, okay, HIV and hepatitis B are commonly curable if detected earlier and treated properly. Okay, so here if the person is quite well educated about the reproductive health and this one thing, then this growing symptoms can be easily identified and counseled by the doctor easily. So in the early stage of this one can be cured. The timely detection and the proper treatment of STDs are very important, otherwise it could lead to the complications later, and which include the pelvic inflammatory diseases, abortions, stillbirths, ectopic pregnancies, the infertility, or even cancer of the reproductive tract. So this kind of fatal diseases can be observed just by ignoring this kind of diseases. Clear? The infections of STDs can be prevented by using first of all, avoid sex with the unknown partners or the multiple partners. This is the most important fact. That's why monogamy is quite compulsory. What is the meaning of monogamy? Always having sex with the single partner. Okay, so just by maintaining the social system, okay, that means only be faithful with your family partner only. Clear? And always use condoms during the coitus, whether it is needed for the which one thing, that is the to avoid the pregnancy. Okay, the person should use these condoms to avoid the STDs or infection also. Okay, and go to a qualified doctors in case of doubt for early detection and get complete treatment if diagnosed. That is most important. Just go earlier. Then here the next one, that is called the infertility. It is very important one. The couples which are unable to reproduce children in spite of unprotected sexual cohabitation are called infertility. That means they wish to produce, okay, but they are unable to produce. Then this one is called as the infertility. Okay, the reasons for this could be mainly physical, congenital, as well as the disease, drugs, immunological, or even psychological too. Okay, you know that this time is full of stress. Okay, so this kind of modern lifestyle may cause this kind of problem of infertility too. It may be divided into two types, the primary and the secondary infertility. What is the primary? It refers to those patients who never had children. That means either because of the gonadal problem or because of the reproductive organs, okay, they never had any children. So this is the primary. And what is the secondary? It refers to a situation when a couple had children or achieved pregnancy previously but are unable to conceive the next time. Okay, it occurs more commonly than the primary infertility. Okay, because of very small problems. Okay, the couple is unable to reproduce second time, then it is called as the secondary infertility. Okay, the infertile couples can be assisted to have children through the certain special techniques commonly called assisted reproductive technologies, that is called as ART. ART. Remember this one? It is an important question for the final examination. Clear? So what is this one? The first one, that is the in vitro fertilization, IVF. Second is the zygote intrafallopian transfer, that is the ZIFT. Then the intracytoplasmic sperm injection, ICSI. Then the gamete intrafallopian transfer, that is the GIFT. Then the artificial insemination, that is AI. Okay. So one by one, in short, we are just going to discuss that. So the in vitro fertilization. Clear? What is it? So it is also termed as the test tube baby in the present time. So it is the fertilization outside the body in almost similar condition as that in the body, and this method the popularly known as the test tube baby program, as I told you. Now the ova from the wife or the donor and the sperm from the husband or the donor are collected and are induced to form the zygote under the simulated condition in the lab. That's what is called as in vitro, outside the body. Clear? And the zygote or the early embryos could then be transferred into the fallopian tube. So that's why it is called as test tube baby. Okay, and this term is given, that is called as the IVF, in vitro fertilization, because the fusion of the male and female gamete takes place where? Outside the fertilization site, that is the body. Okay, then next one thing, zygote intrafallopian transfer, ZIFT. Okay, the zygote with blastoma stage can be transferred into the fallopian tube. Okay, at what stage? The zygote, okay, either from the body or from the laboratory, it transferred in the 8 cell stage, it will implanted into the uterine wall. Clear? Then the intracytoplasmic sperm injection, ICSI. The intracytoplasmic sperm injection is another specialized procedure to form an embryo in the lab, in which a sperm is directly injected to the ovum. Okay, it needed a skilled person, okay, who is able to inject that sperm in the ovum to fertilize it, where? In the laboratory. So that's why it is called as ICSI. Clear? Then the GIFT, the transfer of an ovule collected from the donor into the fallopian tube of the another female who cannot produce one, and but can provide suitable environment for the fertilization, and the further development is another method attempted. Quite easy. In this one, female is unable to produce the ovum because of sterility of the ovary, but other part of this reproductive system is quite working. So in this case, a developed ovum is taken from a donor and inserted in the fallopian tube, and then the normal procedure is opted for the further procedure. So that's why it is called as GIFT, GIFT. Clear? Then the artificial insemination. Artificially cases, either due to the inability of the male partner to inseminate the female or due to very low sperm counts in the ejaculates, could be corrected by the artificial insemination. Okay, 2 cases. Either male is unable to produce the sperm, or male is producing sperm but the sperm count is very few or very less. In both the 2 cases, because of this partial infertility, there is inability to conceive the pregnancy. Clear? So in this case, the insemination, okay, or this semen is taken from the male or from the others and directly injected in the female body. Clear? Now then, next one is the adoption, can be done from the orphans and the relatives. Okay, so you know that orphanage, these houses are there, or from the nearby relative. Okay, the child can be adopted legally. Okay, and finally the counseling and the information on infertility. So it is important to involve both partners in all aspects of management, and discussion of the wishes, plans, beliefs and motives are important. Okay, so just by counseling the reproductive pair, by knowing their planning, their motives, okay, it can be done. Clear? So this all about this topic and the chapter. Now finally I want to give you again as a big thanks, okay, to listen me carefully, to learn patiently. Clear? So thank you very much, and I hope so you will continue your studies. Okay, so all the best and keep learning.